And now, back to the Wine Ladies. CP24 Radio 1050.
All right, we are back. This is CP24 Radio 1050. The show is The Wine Ladies with Georgia and Suzanne. And in studio, the folks from Jackson-Triggs. We've got the winemaker from Niagara, Marco Piccoli, originally from Italy and now living in Canada. Their loss and our gain, for sure.
Absolutely.
As well as Casey Howe, who's the marketing manager for Jackson-Triggs. And we're going to be working with these folks at the film festival in the next couple of weeks. We're going to be serving the wonderful wines of Jackson-Triggs. So we're partaking of that this morning. We've had the sparkling wine. Now we're moving into the Sauvignon Blanc.
Absolutely, and we've got a wonderful pairing that David Penny, the chef, I guess, advised you or suggested that you bring, Casey?
Yes, so David Penny made up a great, simple, easy-to-do pairing for us, and it's an heirloom tomato jam, nice, fresh Niagara tomatoes, which are perfect this season, along with Ogre de Chance. It's a raw milk cheese that we're pairing with it on just a nice ceviche.
Why don't we sample it and see how it goes with the Sauvignon Blanc? Well, you guys go ahead, because somebody's got to talk while we hear all the crunching.
That's true. This is radio after all, right? It's not just a visual component.
So, and Marco, why was this pairing come up with? Like, what is it about the Sauvignon Blanc that will complement the heirloom tomatoes and the special cheese?
I think mostly for the aromatics that you can get out of the wine, and it pairs very well with the spiciness and a little bit of the tropical that you get out of the Sauvignon Blanc, very intense. The palate is acidic in the wine. You have a little bit of acidity that can clean up your palate after the fattiness from the cheese, and also to go very well with the aftertaste you can get out of the tomato.
Yes.
And very, very interesting. And another thing that I like about this wine and that goes very well with food is a little bit of residual sugars at the beginning. That complements a lot of different characteristics in the food.
Okay, and there's a tiny bit of residual sugar, but there's great acidity in the Sauvignon Blanc, good backbone, and also acidity. Isn't that one of the components of a wine that makes it easy to marry with a variety of foods?
Yes.
You need to have the acidity.
I find wines that they have, especially on the whites, a little bit on the reds as well, but mostly on the whites. I find them very food friendly, and once it doesn't go too much over the limits. It's a wine. That acidity helps you also to have it by itself as well. So it's a wine that really, with a touch of acidity and a touch of sugar, is that kind of wine that you can enjoy by itself without having a food necessarily having a food.
Right.
So I make it very, especially the Sauvignon Blanc. I like it very much during the summer.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, even the Riesling that we brought as well, Marco, the Delane Vineyard Riesling. There's that core of acidity to it.
Yes.
And then you get that touch of natural sweetness. So it's this really nice complement and juxtaposition between the acidity and the sweetness in the wine.
I remember, I think we also had that wine at the event that we were
did.
at.
We tried a few wines, didn't we?
I know. Everyone's probably wondering, how many wines did you go through?
Well, we only tasted, though.
Now, are we going to sample any more of these wines, do you think? Or what have we got left here,
Yeah,
Casey?
we absolutely are. Well, we have the Delane Riesling, but to your point, we were speaking of Meritage, so why don't we hop right into the reds?
Okay. And why don't you tell us a little bit about the Meritage here? I'm going to pass it over to you.
There you go.
Marco, maybe you can tell us a little bit about
the Meritage is a blend of Cabernet Franc, Cabernet Sauvignon, and the Merlot. This is a 2006 Meritage, so if I remember correctly, we are talking about 20% of Cab Sauv, 40% of Cabernet Franc, and another 40% of Merlot. The percentage is not really a recipe; it's nothing really written on a stone every year.
Yes,
it changes every year. It depends what variety does better that vintage. Vintages in Niagara, they change very much.
Yes, because of the temperature.
Because of the temperature, because of sun exposure, because of many things. So maybe you can have a vintage where the Merlot is really the biggest one, the best, or maybe sometimes you can have a Cabernet Franc that is more interesting. And again, it's always at the end of the day, it's always part of the style you want to reflect and you want to transmit to the consumer. And this is a wine that is being aged for around 18-20 months in barrels, French and American oak, to give a little bit more of structure, tannins. It's a beautiful wine, as I said, with Miller.
Okay,
Enjoy
so
by
we're
itself.
gonna sample this wonderful Meritage as soon as we get back. And I also want to tell everybody what Meritage means. Like, it means something, right?
All right, toast.
Let it
We've
breathe
just-
first.
We just got a little bit of wine in one of the wine ladies' glasses. There you go. We'll be right back.
And now, back to the wine ladies. CP24 Radio 1050.
All right, we're back. And I don't know, there's something wrong with this picture. Suzanne, you've got a little bit of Meritage in your wine glass, but mine is sitting here empty.
I got
Casey?
connections.
What are we going to do about that? Now, before we went to break, we were talking about Meritage. And Marco, maybe you can tell us a little bit about what does Meritage mean, or what does it imply about a wine? And there was a contest or something?
Yeah, the name came up through a contest where people were invited to come up with a name to identify in North America a Bordeaux blend, a red Bordeaux blend. So apparently the winning name was actually Meritage. That is a crossover of between merit and heritage.
Well, I haven't tried the Meritage yet. I don't know if everybody else has had a sip of theirs, but here I go. My turn.
We brought our little glasses yet again. Oh, there she goes with the slurping.
Oh, Marco, that's delicious. What percentage of Merlot did you say was in
I
this
think
one?
we're around 40% of Merlot.
40%. Okay. That's lovely.
Yeah, we tried again toward the philosophy and the style of wine that we want to put. It's mostly, as I said, there's new oak. There is a lot of barrel, but we always try to keep the barrel component in the tasting profile and the aromas and the palate a little bit like a frame around the characteristics of the wine. It's nice, as I said, it's coming from the old around Niagara, and it's nice to perceive the minerality or the fruitness or the floral or the spiciness from the different sub-appellations and terroir that we have in Niagara. That to me is a very beautiful wine region for that
Has a
reason.
beautiful, long, lingering finish.
Yeah.
Lovely.
So just to reiterate, the gold label wines are the Grand Reserve wines, and you have different varietals or different wines that are under the gold label.
Correct. The Merlot is another example. We have White Meritage that we tasted together at
Delicious,
the event. We have a Gewürztraminer, we have a Riesling, and we have
You got
a
it all.
Cabernet Franc. Yeah.
A Cabernet
Cabernet
Franc.
Franc,
Cabernet
actually,
Franc.
2006 was the first vintage we came out with, a Cabernet Franc.
Oh,
We
yeah.
did.
Well,
All right. Oh, my goodness. It's the end of the show. A whole hour has just flown by. Well, thank you guys for coming
you.
in this morning.
Thank you, wine ladies.
Oh, and you know what? We're looking forward to working with you guys at the film festival the next couple of weeks. And we are actually going to sit down at the table or on the couch and talk with you, Marco, at the festival as well. So we're looking to having another interview with you and going through the wines with you again. It should be wonderful.
absolutely. Don't forget to bring more of that Méthode Classique,
Oh, I
okay?
won't. I will bring a
And the
case for
truffle
you.
popcorn, too. Thanks a lot, gentlemen. Have a great weekend.
Bye-bye,
you.
everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.